Hi friends, so welcome to the class of business to business marketing. Today we will be running through this unit of relationships in B2B marketing. Now, till now we have understood what is the importance of relationship and how it is especially vital to in this market of B2B market. Because of the characteristics of the B2B business, here it becomes very important that the buyer and supplier have to create a very long term strong relationship. The simple reason being, as we had discussed, is that this market is a very complex market. The products are customized or designed according to the need of the buyer, and there are very few buyers. And the whoever the buyers are, the buyers tend to buy in bulk, right? So that means if you see, you don't get too many customers, rather you get few customers, and bulk of the business comes through these few customers. So that is why relationship becomes very important. Understanding the needs of the buyer, understanding their requirements is critical. And to understand this relationship, one has to keep always steadily, one has to see, observe what are the requirements of the buyer, what are the requirements of the end customers of these buying firms. As it says, building and repairing relationships are long term investments. So, this is Stephen Covey, one of the very profound writers. He has said that building and repairing relationships. So, you have to build a relationship and you have to keep on repairing. That means you have to try to build that relationship on, right? These are long term investments, they give you returns in a long term, right? So, if you look at any B2B relationship, be it any company, for example, there are popular examples of Tata Steel, or Tata Motors, where the companies have invested heavily into their, into their suppliers, and they have tried to build their suppliers so that they could reap in those benefits from their suppliers in the longer time period. So, building relationships and repairing and keeping on developing those relationships are very important in the B2B market. So, as I have given also example of Toyota, a case of Toyota in the past, right, how Toyota had built up a supplier who had completely got there was a fire accident in the supplier's unit. So, how Toyota developed it and how then they reaped benefit, both the buyer and the seller. Similarly, Tata Motors, very popular case. Then you have cases of Tata Insurance, which is your and Bharti Airtel. So, Tata Insurance and Bharti Airtel. So, Bharti, if you know, many of you must be knowing, this is one of the leading service providers, telecom service providers. So, how Bharti Airtel provided a customized service for Tata Insurance, Tata AIG, which is right, and how they developed that relationship, and how Tata Insurance or Tata's insurance business made a lot of business out of it, long term, lot of profit out of this business. So, these are things which talks about how building and repairing relationships are important. So, business marketing managers, from progressive firms or good firm, they make it a point to meet their partners, right, of the or the managers from the partner firms or the other firms with whom they have a relationship in a informal or formal setting, and discuss about the market conditions. It gives them a lot of insights, it gives them a lot of idea about the market, the new developments in the market and everything. So, by doing this for long period of time, the customer and the suppliers, their managers, they often develop a very strong bonding between them, and they even share some very critical information which becomes important for both the buyers and the sellers. So, this relationship, we are trying to harp upon this relationship because this is very important, because it is not an end customer who is a retail customer. We are talking about two business units who are making a large amount of transaction. This is the case of Infosys and Cisco. Now, this is a very interesting relationship which with this case talks about how in 1999 Infosys had a very small team of people, almost 5 people, working for a company called Celsius, right. Now, this company was in the telecom industry and it was developing administrative tools for the customer firms, right. So, what was the tool? A voice based communication solution that the customer firm marketed to its customers. The relationship of Infosys with Celsius continued even after Celsius was later taken over by Cisco. So, Cisco took over Celsius, but still then the relationship continued. Cisco rechristened the solution, that voice solution it acquired from Celsius, as an enterprise wide voice solution called Cisco Call Manager. So, they rechristened it as Cisco Call Manager. Cisco aggressively enhanced the product and increased its presence in the enterprise, in the voice market basically. Today, Cisco is the leader in this business, and Cisco Unified Communication Manager is a central product around which the solution is designed. Now, with this this relationship between Cisco and Infosys, but still continues, right. Infosys relationship with Cisco is strengthened and it continues till date. Now, this was basically why how it would happen. It would happen because of the kind of open communication and the kind of trust and honesty that each company showed towards each other, right. So, Infosys engineers began working with Cisco's various product development aspects, and today Infosys engineers are involved in almost most of the architectural design, new features design, functional design and everything, right. So, one can understand that this relationship has continued for a very long time and it has grown for a stronger and stronger with time. Now, this tells you that one can understand by looking at Infosys, a very value based company, and on the other hand a Cisco, which is a very successful company. Both companies have gained from each other by having a trust relationship, with having a very honest relationship, and they have made successful, they have made strong, they have made huge profits out of it. So, what actually is happened in this relationship, if you see, it is all due to the customer relationship management, right. Now, CRM, what basically we understand is how do you maintain that relationship, because okay fine, one thing is to go and meet your supplier or your managers or the team of the people in the suppliers division or the buyers division, that is one thing. But all the time it might not be possible to do something physically. So, what today companies are doing is they are depending largely on the CRM aspect, which is nothing but a comprehensive set of systems and procedures that firm uses to differentially and profitably relate to the customer firms. So, for example, the buying and the seller firm, both they try to help each other. The selling firm or the supplier tries to create some systems or some procedures or some kind of a infrastructure which is going to help the buying firm to understand its clients, its end customers better, right. So, how does it do that? Now, through the help of market databases and activity based costing systems, they create such kind of support system tools that helps the buying firm. Okay. So, customer relationship management today has become a very important tool, and it has become very handy, that because you can't do everything physically, you can depend on those system driven procedures, so that it can help the client. Okay. Now, the benefits of CRM we have understood is, for example, like creating a unified customer database, right. It helps you to create lead customers, the set of potential lead customers. It helps you to acquire new customers, right, or convert those leads into customers, and also retain the customers, right. So, relationship management has several roles, all pertaining to the customer, but the most important ones could be converting some of the leads, potential leads, to final customers, and to also retain those customers, because the most important thing is retention, right. Because we have seen in marketing that the cost of getting a new customer, is almost, it is said to be 5 times the cost of retaining an existing customer, an existing customer. So, if we understand this, then we will realize that how important it is to retain an existing customer. So, that means new customer getting is almost 5 times the cost of retention. So, retaining the customer becomes a most important parameter of CRM. Let us understand through an example of Amazon. Now, what happened? Now, Amazon, which is one of the leaders in implementing CRM systems, right, on the web. So, what happened as a result when they developed these CRM systems, it helped Amazon for both customer acquisition and retention. In the year 1999, Amazon acquired 11 million new customers, which was almost 3 times its number of customers acquired in 1998. So, you can realize in 1998 if the number of customers was X, by 1999 it had already become 3x. Okay. In addition, the company was successful in retaining the old clients or the existing clients, right. So, repeat customers accounted in 1999 almost 71% of the total sales. So, at one side they got new customers and the other side they retained those new existing customers, and the existing customers through the cross selling and upselling kind of procedures, they almost accounted for 71% of the total sales. Now, the major reason for such a high rate of acquisition and retention was by learning about these customers and their needs, right, and using this information they created value added features for their customers. So, this this example, this explains that how it helped Amazon to become one of the leading companies in the world by proper utilization of CRM techniques. Okay. Now, how do you implement CRM? The question is there. To implement CRM, either you have to develop software in-house, so you can create some practices, systems in-house, or you can buy some existing, softwares or some services from some clients who are, working on this area, or outsourcing the creation of the software. So, you can outsource the services, you can develop in-house, or you can completely buy it from some other vendors. One of the largest or the most popular companies in this area is the Oracle powered Siebel CRM, which is basically which is considered to be a complete package of customer relationship management solutions. Now, Siebel, the name when you say it is almost synonymous with CRM today, right. So, what happens here is Siebel it helps in modifying or transforming your business requirements, right, by which it helps the firms to in understanding the services, the sales, marketing, and other things that the buyers need. Okay. And the Siebel CRM is currently helping managers in many markets in several verticals like FMCG, automation, automotives, for example, vehicles, life sciences, industrial manufacturing, travel and transportation, media, entertainment, etc., financial services. So, in several sectors they have tried to, they have got their customers who are utilizing their services, CRM services, and they are benefiting out of it. So, some other players who have been very popular besides Oracle is like PaperSoft and Genesys, SAP. So, these companies are providers of CRM softwares and CRM solutions, which others can take purchase this services or use these services for their benefit. Now, one thing that we have understood in this whole story is that without CRM it is very difficult today to manage your database, manage your supplier buyer relationship, right, because a survey, in one of the surveys it was said that almost 60% of the companies, right, they are sometimes unable to pass on their requirement or what their need is, they are unable to tell it to their clients. Okay. So, as a result of it, what happens, there is a lot of communication gap that comes between the buying firms and their clients. Okay. So, these things can be easily handled if one can use this customer relationship management softwares. Okay. Now, CRM applications, if you see, is largely into 3 areas. So, one, Salesforce automation, right. So, you have there are huge applications. So, how the Salesforce has to be automated and how do you manage your Salesforce, that is one. The second part of CRM application enters into customer service and support, right. So, you have a backend support where you are trying to provide to the customer. So, whatever he requires, you try to provide that service. And third thing that CRM application helps one is in the area of marketing. So CRM largely, if you see, is helping in marketing functions, in feedback generation, in the design, designing new products and services, providing post purchase services to the clients, and understanding the client's needs and other things, and automating your software sales force and managing your sales force. So these are some very basic applications of the CRM. Okay. Now, let us see each one of them. Now, when we talk about Salesforce automation and sales management, so the objective is to help the salespeople acquire and retain the customers, right? Minimize the time spent on administrative work, get competitive information, use sales process and sales forecasting methods. So, basically what it does is basically CRM helps the sales force to understand the client, to forecast the the demand for the future, right, and also to cut down your unnecessary time which is wasted on some unimportant work, right. So this creates more positive benefits, or a better utilization of the sales force. This can also require, sometimes the unnecessary sales force can be reduced to a minimum, because if you have seen in one of the classes where I have explained how you can calculate sales force, number of sales force, you will realize that if you can cut down the administrative task or unnecessary task which is not required, which is a repetition or duplication of work, by doing those things you can cut your number of sales people unnecessary, which is high, and that can simply increase the profitability of the firm. Okay. The second thing we are talking about is customer service and support. So, this mainly consists of after sales service activities. Now, what does it have? Now, post sales services are very important, because many a times, at least in the B2B market, what happens is most of the products after onboarding of the services, how some hand holding might be required, right. Now, hand holding in the sense here I mean to say, the buying firm might not be able to understand exactly how to use the system, or how to work with this system. So, there some kind of help is required, right. So, in customer service and support, when we talk about helps, services such as help desk, contact and call centers, field service supports, they are sometimes very essential, and this can make or break a relationship. If in time of distress or time of urgency, if the, let us say, the buyer does not get a adequate support, then in that case they might become unhappy with the supplier. So, these things can be cut down drastically, this kind of unnecessary problems can be reduced drastically. And in the internet age, we have customer interaction centers, right. So, which is also known as customer contact center or multimedia call centers. So, this allows a customer to call through his or her phone or a website, which for their common problems, right, which can easily be handled online. Now, these kind of activities which was unnecessary, it was reducing your, it was taking up lot of your money or profitability, because you had to hire people, you have to send people and all. These can be easily managed by just training a few people, and some basic knowledge was required, and that can be easily provided, right. So, once the once the marketer understands what is the requirement, right, what is the requirement. So, what is the requirement of the let us say client, and accordingly they can provide the service. So, most of these services have been seen to be very ordinary or very basic in nature. So, they can be easily handled over a phone or a website, right. So, this is a very important service that comes into play. The third is the marketing function. The CRM system should integrate important marketing activities such as lead generation and follow up. Now, follow up sometimes companies tend to ignore, they do not document it properly, and that creates a lot of problem, right. So, not only in terms of creating a new lead or a new client, but also sometimes retaining the existing clients and maintaining a good relationship with them, right. So, in terms of the marketing activities, lead generation, follow up is very important. Web based information, one more important thing that it helps you is in market segmentation and targeting. So, this CRM tools, and they help you in identifying the different kinds of clients you have, and it helps you in segmenting those clients. So, some clients might not be even profitable to you, some clients could be very heavily profitable, some verticals could be heavily profitable, some verticals may not be profitable at all. So, in this, what happens by through this, it helps you in identifying and targeting the right segments, right. Then multi-channel operations. So, it helps also in reaching the clients through multiple channels, right. And finally, individualized marketing or one to one marketing, which you can say, which is the most the most powerful thing that a marketer can ever think is one to one marketing, individual marketing. So, that means a product or service designed for an individual, right. So, that is only possible through a proper CRM tool, right. So, all this helps in increasing the business for the supplier, for the buyer, and as a result what happens, both the buying and the selling firm, they can reduce the unnecessary tasks, and that can increase the profitability, right. So, if the frequency of contact of a supplier's website by customer goes up, buying through the internet channel is likely to go up, for example. Now, this helps, this helps the buying firm a lot in increasing its profitability, because it can cut through unnecessary channels, and that can seriously have a positive impact on the profitability of the firm, right. So, ultimately what happens is CRM can be considered to be one of the most powerful tools today, and almost all companies are relying, all good companies are relying on some of the other software tools or the CRM tools to minimize their unnecessary activities and maximize their profit sharing or profit making activities, right. So, uh, this is all I had to discuss with today. So, with this I will wind up. So, CRM ultimately has become a very important tool, and no company can positively grow by ignoring this important service, right. So, in future also, and especially in this market, business to business marketing, the role of CRM is going to go up, and so we have to understand it very well and try to incorporate into our systems well. So, with this I would like to wind up today's lecture and meet you in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Thank you very much.